terms of FA Cup ties, I think this one's got pretty much everything, hasn't it? We're looking at a sellout crowd. You've got a side who won the Premier League only a couple of seasons ago. Quality players. It should be a really good day.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We've done great to get to this point. One of our tasks at the start of the season was try and improve on what we done last year. Try and improve on the third round. We've done that, but that doesn't mean we have to stand still. It means we go and play the way we approach the Villa game. We go and try and have a go at them. We're under no illusions. It's a huge task. Regardless of what team Leicester put out, they've got quality right through their squad. But we've got to go and give a good account of ourselves. We owe that to our fans. The numbers that they're coming out to support us in. I think Barry was telling me it's the first time the stadium will be full in a lot of years, really. I think it was the last time we played Leicester, I think someone said. So we got to make sure we approach the game in the right way. We got to be on the front foot, we got to be in the faces, we got to be playing in behind them, playing forward and try and create chances and try and cause an upset.
And you've definitely got the players to do that.
We have. We're still a bit sore and disappointed from last night, but it'll be quickly eradicated out of the memory when the boys come back in tomorrow and we get focused on Leicester.
When you look at the Leicester side, when Posh were in the Championship and you were in the team a few seasons back, coming up against Leicester and of course the fantastic 2-1 win where you scored late on, it's quite strange really to see how some of those players progressed, and I know it's been spoken about quite a lot, but great for some of the players in your squad and professionals right through the lower leagues what you can go out and do.
There is. I mean, in that team that we played against, Kasper Schmeichel was still there. Danny Drinkwater played that day. I think James played in midfield. Richie Delat played, who we played against last week against Villa. So a lot of them. I think Anthony Knockhart played. Who's at Brighton now. So it's again, it's another huge test for us. It's a huge test, regardless, like I say to you, what team Leicester put out. But we'll go and give it a go. It's no one's expecting us, and if anyone is expecting us to win, then fair play to them. But no one's expecting us to get anything. The group will go and enjoy it. They'll go and be brave. That'll be the messages I'll be putting into them. And just see where it takes us. It's a great place, London Road, the ABAX Stadium, and when it's full. And I remember playing in the MK Dons game in the semi-final of the playoffs, and the place was bouncing. And I know it's going to be like that again. And so it's going to be a great occasion for the players, not only with a full stadium, but playing against Premier League players and very, very good Premier League players at that.
Yeah, I think everyone points towards that MK Dons game as being one that really sticks in the memory for the crowd being so intimidating and really having you on the front foot from the first moment in the game, and you'd love some of that again. Yeah,
definitely. It was tremendous, isn't it? And these are the occasions that, as a football player, you want to be involved in. As a manager, you want to test yourself against the best, and same as the players. We want to test ourselves. We want to see how far we've got to go, if you like. Just looking at Bristol City over the 2 games against Man City, they've given a really good account of themselves, haven't they? So we want to do that. We want to try and give ourselves the best possible chance of getting a result. By that, we have to work very, very hard. We have to be good defensively, because we know they're very quick on when they break, regardless of who they play. But we also have to make sure that we hurt them going the other way. We got to make sure we are showing that our attacking qualities that we've shown all season, really, especially with the goals that we've scored. I think we are up there in terms of the leading goal scorers in the league, and we're slowly turning around our home form. I think it's 8 wins already up to this point in the league. I think we're up there. I think Wigan, Blackburn, Shrewsbury are possibly the only teams that've got more home wins than us in the league. So we're quite confident playing at home at the minute, and we're all looking forward to it.
Yeah, and it's that big difference, I suppose. You mentioned about expectation and how nobody would be expecting you to win, but then you've got to have the belief, haven't you? And that's what you'll take into the game, that difference between expectation and belief, and believing in yourselves.
We have to have the belief, we have to have the courage, we have to have the bravery. That's what we need, you know, and playing with no fear. Like I said to you after the Aston Villa game, we played with no fear, and that's what we'll do. They're all little cliches, and you can say, oh, well, they sound good, but that's what you got to do in these games. You just got to go out and play your game, get the ball down, move it, be brave, and try and take a game to them.
When it comes to preparing for the details of the game, Leicester rotated quite a bit in the 2 Fleetwood matches. How do you go about that? Do you quite simply just have to do more work, prepare for more different scenarios?
Yeah, well, I mean, in the FA Cup game at Fleetwood, they changed quite a few. Then they brought 1 or 2 back in for the second leg. Not really sure which way they'll try to approach the game. I think they will again rotate their squad around a little bit, possibly. But we've got an idea of a rough idea of what we think they may do. Whether it is that on the day, we don't know. We'll have to adapt to it. So it'll be difficult to show the players any footage, if you like it's more easier in a league game where you can have a look at different teams, because we're not sure. But one thing I did when I was watching the game against Fleetwood at Leicester, you know, Fleetwood were very good, I thought, for the first half, and definitely the first 20-25 minutes, where they tried to have a go at them. And one thing, you know, against Premier League teams and against teams at a higher standard, if you sit off them, then they can hurt you. And we can't get into that routine. We got to make sure we stay on the front foot, and we keep pressing on them and trying to win the game that way. Yeah,
drawing upon a lot of the good stuff from the Villa game. I don't know whether you're aware, but quite a nice statistic for this weekend. It's your 100th game as a manager, which is a nice milestone to make. And in the modern day game, 100 matches, it's not a milestone that everyone makes, certainly.
Definitely not. I mean, yeah, great. I thought it was a couple of games, or 2 or 3 games to go, but if you're saying it's this one, then good. It's difficult. You know, we were having this conversation just a minute ago about first-time managers and young managers coming into their first job, and how long they last, and do they have a year in the game or what, and sometimes they struggle to find a new job after that and get back into work again. So I'm privileged, I'm honoured to be the manager of this football club. I haven't done nothing yet, absolutely nothing yet, and I'm still learning, I'm still working, I'm still making mistakes, but definitely not as many as mistakes I was making last year. And I just want to get better. I want to get better, and I want to make the team better, and I want to try and get this football club into the league where we deserve to be. And I'll continue to work as hard as I can to do that.
Yeah, I think we stuck in your 4 caretaker games as well, which may make the difference. Does Rochdale away, your first permanent game, as it were, does that feel a world away now from that match?
It does, yeah, but I still remember it. I still remember the last minute goal from Guillon. It feels a long time ago, yeah, but we've had some good times, we've had some bad times. We've had more good times than bad times, I know that, but the ultimate aim for us is still, as much as this game's good for us, this FA Cup game, the ultimate aim for us is still to try and get out of this league, you know, and kick on in this half, in this 6-7 weeks stretch of games that we've coming up, because that's going to make or break our season. You know, the six league games coming up is what's going to ultimately prove where we're going to finish in the league, I think, and that's how important it is.
I ought to just quickly ask about Jack Marriott. I don't suppose you know too much more from yesterday evening, but I think the message was you'll do everything possible to make sure he's ready to go.
Yeah, he's a bit better today. Seems a lot more positive today. We're gonna get him a scan at some point today, just to hopefully rule any doubt in the head out. That's what we're hoping. You know, and you know, the way he's improved from last night is great. And we're thinking if he does that again, he could well be training Friday. But like I say, we'll wait to see how the results of the scan come back. If they're all clear, then Jack will be good.
Yeah, it's great you can do that, isn't it? Because I suppose as a footballer, it's always a a worry if you're not feeling quite right and you don't know why. If you can get the details straightened out and he can be happy about it, that's great.
It's important we get it as soon as possible, because it clears everybody's head. Then it clears Jack, it clears me, clears the physio's head. So we got to make sure we get that first and foremost, as soon as we can today. Sometimes difficult to get booked into scans, and at such late notice, but we'll get it done today at some stage, and we'll hopefully have news on that later on tonight. But he seems really positive in there, not like he was last night. He was worried about it last night. He was worried that he was going to do something if he had opened up. But he'll be a big boost for us if we can get him right.
And just to confirm on the team news, George Cooper, Joe Ward will both be cup tied, won't they?
Yeah, both cup tied. Obviously Joe's played against us for Woking, and George was in doing some fitness testing this morning, so they'll both miss out, but everybody else seems good.
Cool, that's great.